just don't give a fuck. Close it up on these rocks, I say. Where all my best friends are anyway, and I'm wasted. Ooh, I'm wasted again. And I find myself another bar to crawl right in. 'Cause I'm wasted. Ooh, I'm wasted again. I just find myself another bar to crawl right in. Yeah, 'cause I'm wasted. Ooh, I'm wasted again.
pancetta. Look at that. There's a bit of pancetta right there. Oh, yeah.
But guys, follow us on all the social media. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Francis J. Foster, Konstantin Kisin, Trigger Pod. Follow us all.
Anton, kill it already.
Come on. Follow us. Follow us. Follow us.
Hello, beautiful bigots and bigotesses. Francis is extra large tonight for some reason. I don't know what's good. What have you done, Anton? Have you been inflating him?
No.
Well, why does he look twice his normal size? Mate, what's going on? My hair's fucking weird. My hair's disappeared. Your waist has reappeared.
Mate, I am massive.
Mate, I don't know what's going on here, but there's some... Look,
yeah, look.
And the toxic whiteness is off the charts as well.
Mate, and I've got rosacea, like if I was back on the booze.
This is like GB. You're making GB News looks good. And Francis, you're too close to the centre now. Move away a little bit.
What are you talking about, mate?
It
should be me doing this. Hello? Fucking yes, mate. Welcome.
Mate, that's not the gammon cam.
TRIGGERnometry.
That's the gammon cam over there. This is the normal cam.
Imagine if you did that with GB News. They just switched it on. All right.
All right, like, listen,
yeah,
listen, you
right?
slags.
We're going to talk about immigrants. Over to Nigel.
Go on, Nigel. Tell us what the slags have been up to.
There's too many of them and they're on fucking boats.
Mate, any Guardian journalist who's watching this for research has just had a heart attack.
Yeah, I know. And come at the same time. Anyway, so lovely.
There we go. Look, Francis, breaking news tonight. Lethal Omicron variant kills no one.
Good.
Now we must panic.
Now we must shut everything down.
Yeah, shut it down.
Shut it down, you can.
We are going to talk about that. We've got so much more to talk to you about tonight. But Francis, yes, indeed. The news has just come out. The World Health Organization, most reliable and trusted source of information about COVID.
Yeah, and they've never got it wrong over the pandemic.
Absolutely not.
No, they're good. They're good boys.
Yeah, remember the virus comes from, what did they say it comes from?
Into
bat shagging.
Yeah, I think when a bat bummed a pangolin, wasn't it? Or was it a pangolin bummed a bat?
Yeah, like, there was a lot of bumming interspecies going on, according to the WHO. So anyway, they now say that no one has died from this Omicron variant, about which we must all panic, and for which we must all take the vaccine.
Exactly.
So that's good news.
Yeah.
There we go. WHO says no deaths reported from Omicron yet as COVID variant spreads.
The US and Australia became the latest country to confirm locally transmitted cases. Act now against Omicron to stop new COVID wave. UK warned. Germany's COVID wave could reach sad peak.
Sad peak. Sad peak. It sounds like the sort of thing that you and I reach at the age of 39.
No, mate. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Our sad peak.
The sad peak.
Yeah.
The 3-minute warning.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that was more tragic than funny.
The missile is about to explode. Anyway.
Yeah, it has. And it's just self-combusted.
Exactly. Didn't quite reach the target.
Yeah.
Well, mine did, to be fair. Wife is pregnant.
So exactly. Boom.
Boom. Job done. Anyway, Omicron variant has been detected in at least 38 countries, but no deaths have yet been reported, the WHO has said, amid warnings that it could damage the global economic recovery. So basically, no one's died, but it's going to kill you.
The US and the Aussies became the latest countries to confirm locally transmitted cases of the variant, as Omicron infections pushed South Africa's total cases past 3 million. The WHO has warned it could take weeks to determine how infectious the variant is, whether it causes more severe illnesses, and how effective treatments and vaccines are against this.
We're going to get the answers that everybody out there needs, the WHO's emergency director Michael Ryan says, and then we will cover it up.
Yeah.
The WHO also said on Friday it had still not seen any reports of deaths related to Omicron, but the new variant spread has led to warnings that it could cause more than half of Europe's COVID cases in the next few months. Well, if no one's dying from it, and what?
The new variant could also slow global economic recovery, just as the Delta strain did. The IMF chief, Kristalina Georgieva, sounds like one of your...
Probably Bulgarian, I'm guessing.
Right.
Kristalina is a seriously weird name. I've never heard of anyone
called Kristalina. It does sound like a stripper's name.
It does.
Yeah, good.
Mate, never say that again after what happened with Africa Brooke yesterday.
Yeah, right.
Do you remember what happened? She came in, for those of you who didn't see the Raw last night, Africa Brooke, brilliant. Anton, you tell me you're not Googling Kristalina Georgieva.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, just, look, we don't need the Wikipedia page, just the images. Go on. It's a joke, feminist. It's a joke. She's probably ugly.
Even before the arrival.
Sorry about that.
Even before the arrival of this new variant, we were concerned that the recovery, while it continues, is losing somewhat momentum, she said. A new variant that may spread very rapidly can dent confidence. A preliminary study by researchers in South Africa, where the variant was first reported on the 24th of November, suggests it is 3 times more likely to cause a reinfection compared with the Delta or Belter
The
strain.
beta strain. Come on, man. That one should be familiar to you.
Yeah, the Belter strain. I
The
prefer
Belter strain.
It's a fucking belter. The emergence of Omicron was the ultimate evidence of the danger of unequal global vaccination
Well,
rates.
Francis, this is actually, Anton, hide this for a second. This is actually one of the points that I've been making for quite some time, which is why give vaccines in the West to people who don't actually need them, like children, people who are young and healthy, and people with natural immunity, when you could be sending those doses of the vaccine to places where it's actually needed, where you have elderly people, where you have people who have comorbidities, who would actually benefit from the protection that they offer. And to me, when people talk about, oh, you're being selfish for not getting vaccinated, I believe I'm actually being unselfish. And the fact that the UK and Germany have brought up like 7 times the doses that they're going to need, to me, that's selfish. That's the selfish part.
And on that note, Anton, we've got a little video all about this. It is a funny video that I saw on Twitter.
Yeah,
you haven't got it ready yet. Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thanks,
Good
mate.
setup, mate.
Yeah, good. I
Yeah,
set it up for him, and he just went, what?
Let's keep reading, though, Anton.
Okay,
Let's keep
get
reading this story.
this story. So the scientific community has warned on several occasions about the risks of very new variants in places where there is a very low rate of vaccinations, he said. It is unbelievable that we are still not realizing how much we are interconnected. This is why I call the Omicron variant the ultimate evidence. I mean, that's a bit dramatic, isn't it?
Ugus Shahin, the CEO of BioNTech, which makes the COVID vaccine with Pfizer, said the company should be able to adapt the shots relatively quickly. He said current vaccines should continue to provide protection against severe disease despite the mutations.
I believe in principle at a certain time point, we will need a new vaccine against this new variant. The question is how urgent it needs to be available, Shahin said. So there we go.
Wait, hold on a second. If the vaccine is not, if the new variant is not killing anyone, why do we need the new vaccine?
Well, who knows?
Well, I mean,
Who knows?
Look. I am in favor of big pharmaceutical companies making profits as much as the next man, which is not a lot, basically. But it seems to me, if this is not a dangerous variant, hopefully it's not causing serious disease either. It's early days, of course, but I very much hope it's the flu version of it, which kills very few people relatively to the rest of COVID, and it's the one that everyone can get immunity, and then we can forget about this whole thing.
I personally am looking forward to welcoming our new Omicron overlords. I think they're going to be absolutely brilliant, and just looking forward to it, mate.
Yeah.
Great. You looking forward to lockdown?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. We should definitely lock down because no one's dying. I think that makes perfect sense.
Do you think we're going to have another lockdown?
Look, I think that it can go either way. If the idiots decide that because there's a large number of cases, we must lock down, then there will be a lockdown. If they go off the fact that there's not many people in hospital or dying, then they won't. Because the economic cost of all of this is starting to bite now, isn't it? So I think people are much more concerned about that seemingly in government. But look, some of the stuff that we have seen in the last 2 years has been so illogical and frankly moronic that I think it's difficult to make any predictions, don't you? Do you think there's going to be another lockdown?
No, I don't think there will be.
Yeah.
I can't see. Look, here's the thing.
What if we get the Omicron variant?
Then
It just comes straight into your house.
yeah,
It bums your mum, then it bums you.
yeah.
What about if we had that? Would there be a lockdown?
Well, would it be a lockdown?
I mean, to be honest, if that was happening, I would actually be in favor of a lockdown.
Yeah. Well, would it be homophobic to implement a lockdown?
Yeah, it could be true.
Yeah, exactly, because that might be homophobic.
Yeah. That's a good point.
It's a good point.
And well made, by the way.
Exactly. So although would it be transphobic to say it's homophobic because I'm assuming the virus is gender?
Well, and also you could bum someone who's not of the same sex as you. Theoretically.
Exactly, yeah. So it's a question for the ages.
Well, you're definitely going to need to wear bum masks.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
And you're going to have to shove the vaccine up there as well.
yeah, yeah.
So it's lost. Look, it's
all in a
exciting
day.
times.
It's just all in a day's work.
It's
for
all in a
Anton.
day's work for Anton. Exactly. Look, we
Right.
love it. All right. Look, it's Saturday, Francis, and that means we're getting started on a high. Oh, lovely, Renata, with another 100 quid. Let's get some Swiss flags in the chat for her country, for her adopted country.
Yeah, of
for
course.
Renata, she sent us 100 quid.
Well, she was Renata said, the
and she
lovely
said,
lady.
Won't be watching tonight.
Right,
live.
cancel her. Why not, Renata?
Still want to support us. She sends
All right,
100 quid. Don't
fair
cancel her. Count +1 on the like button, please, says Renata. Renata, thank you so much. You've been an absolute superstar supporting
You're
the
a
show
top
this week.
bird.
You are an absolutely top lady.
Yeah.
And David, so make sure we get some Swiss flags in the chat.
Yeah.
Right, so neutrality, basically.
Yeah.
And David has sent us 3 quid. It said, hi, David from Manchester. Best wishes to all at Trigonometry in all your future endeavors. And then,
Viva la revolution!
thanks, David. Much appreciated. And also, Francis, we had somebody contact us this morning. They were outraged.
Yeah, what do they say?
It's Chris, and he's outraged. He says, he's messaged us on PayPal. He says, missed PayPal comment. I sent a comment via PayPal to Raw Friday at the start of the show. Transaction number, and he's put on the 12-digit number.
Good.
It was £3.33.
Good.
Was immediately deducted, showing sent comment. Spending a penny in a gents urinal toilet is quick and far more hygienic without having to touch cubicle door, lock, or flush handle. Why would we want unisex cubicles, he says. Please, can my missed comment be included for Saturday show?
But it has been, mate.
It has been, mate. And it was worth it. It was all about the cubicles, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to get the cubicles in there.
Yeah,
Fantastic stuff.
all the turfs are going to be there loving that.
And Aideen with a $5.
Yeah.
Says, hey, Aideen says hi.
Hey, Aideen, how you doing?
It's good to hit. All right, mate. Don't hit on her straight away.
No, I'm
Have
not.
some decorum, mate.
I'm not.
Just slide into her DMs after the show.
No, mate, that is not how I do
You
it.
literally did Joey Tribbiani from Friends.
I said hello.
You did a South London Joey Tribbiani.
No, I didn't.
Hey, how you doing, love? You all right?
Listen, I was being
Get 'em
friendly.
out.
Listen, she is lovely, but she's a white woman, so not interested.
She's Irish, in fact.
She is Irish. She's an Irish
she's
lady.
a lovely lady, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying stop coming on to her.
I'm not coming on to her. Aideen, you don't have to worry about it, darling. I'm not left wing.
The Bleeder's messaged in as well.
Yeah.
She says, I insist that everyone watch the interview with Giles Uddy tomorrow. So good, it will make you cry. Also, Zero Hats make an appearance, yeah? That interview tomorrow is literally one of our best. If you miss it, you're a top level MLS.
Yeah, you are a mingy little slag.
Correct. All right, and Antonio, let's find out what have the bigots been saying in the super chats. It's without having seen with the $5.
And this is without having seen, like you said. Yeah, but you know, he said it again. I haven't caught you in a bit. You live in a bit. Oh, I'm going to miss the first half of today's show, but wanted to pop in and say hi from Maryland. Hello, mate.
Without having seen, thank you very much for that.
Without having seen, quite appropriate, because you're not going to see half of it. Absolutely. Biden.
No, it's absolutely lovely.
Yeah, true. Biden and Fauci and others keep mispronouncing Omicron as Omicron. Can't someone let them know it rhymes with KK's favourite topic?
Omar bomb. Speaking of Ireland.
Yeah, lovely.
Aideen, we don't always do the Northern Irish accent in connection with bombs, just sometimes. Lorna's Little Loves with a $5. Thank you so much for that. Lorna's Little Loves. Really appreciate it.
Master of Parsnips. Omicron Delta is an anagram of media control. Exactly, mate. Right, get the fucking gammon cam out.
David Icke cam. This is the Icke cam now.
You see? They're mocking us now. They're putting anagrams in there so we can decipher it. And the next one's going to be the Jews are in charge.
The next variant is the anagram of the Jews are doing. The Jews did this.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Master of Parsnips. And Colin P with a $5 says, new data in 1 in 2,680 young men suffer acute myocarditis after receiving the Fauci ouchie. I don't know if this is true, Colin. I'm sure you've got it from a good source, but for anyone watching, I recommend you go and do your own research on this because I haven't seen this study. And I don't think, Francis, you have either, have you?
Yeah, I have.
While you were looking at big heads and asses on Instagram.
Yeah. But that's where the study was being conducted on
Thanks,
Instagram.
Colin P.
Next. Ali Snyder. Hello, lovelies. A quality cowboy, aka real man's hat, will cost a pretty penny. So I'll just chip away a couple of bucks at a time. Hashtag freedom.
Freedom Cam.
Yeah.
We do need to get a cowboy hat for you, mate.
Yeah, we do. Oh, that'd be great.
You would
freedom Cam, motherfucker.
You would look like a very unusual cowboy.
I look like a Jewish cowboy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those around.
Yeah, there are, mate. Normally,
they just manage their accounts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then nick them.
Yeah. Jody Humphrey with a $20 says, since the mandate supporters loved using polio as an example, why doesn't Pfizer follow Dr. Salk's example and not patent their vaccine like he did? So it would be much cheaper for other companies to produce. Oh, you think pharmaceutical companies shouldn't make massive profits off the vaccine? I wonder what would happen to vaccinations then.
Next.
Thanks, Jody.
Westfield 90. Noted Columbia virologist Vincent Racinello, with 40 years experience, has already said T-cell immunity will cover Omicron and new vaccines will not be needed. No wonder media never interview him.
Very interesting. Thank you, Westfield 90. Appreciate that.
There we go.
And Theophrastus with the $5 says, there's no way to enforce vaccinations in much of the third world. Dictators will sell, dilute, or fake jabs and withhold them from their enemies.
Do you know there's a lot of people in Venezuela? You know what they do is the wealthy people go to Miami to get vaccinated.
Do they?
Yeah, because there's simply no vaccines available in Venezuela, and in a lot of developing countries actually, which is, you just see this policy is so incredibly short-sighted what they're doing hoarding vaccines. And in fact, Anton, do we have the video ready? Let's see the video. And
let's see the video.
Hey. Oh, that's good. I think the house is on fire. Oh yeah, I know. I just put it out in this room. Okay, well, it's still happening in the rest of the house. Oh, word? Could I use that water? No. No. What do you mean no? It's literally just sitting there. The thing is, like, I made this water. Like, it's a special formula that works on different types of fires. Like, it's Fiji. Yeah, but you're hoarding way more than you actually need, and I barely have any water. I mean, I could sell you some. Okay. For 3 times the normal price. What? That is so much money. Do you want it or not? Yeah, no, I want it. Okay, here it comes. Why is it not? We're experiencing delays of several months. Several months? Oh yeah, go for it. Okay, thanks. Did that guy just take my water? Well, yeah, it was getting delayed. Look, could you just like share the formula with me so I could make the Fiji water myself? I don't know if that's legal, bro. Like, that's intellectual property. There's a fire in the living room. Like, people could die. Well, this guy actually produces most of the water. What's up? So, what do you think? Should we give him the formulas or? I mean, I'm not against it. Okay, I am. And I do have the power to do it in times of emergency. Yeah, and this is an emergency. So are you? No. Okay, listen, bro, like, the fire is spreading really quickly now. Like, I think it's mutating. Like, I need water right now. Well, we gotta look out for ourselves first, you know? We live in the same house. You know what? You're right. You're banned from this room. Okay, Jesus.
That was very good.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Do you know who that dude is?
No, I don't know, but he's a funny dude, man.
Funny dude.
Yeah.
Look him up. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Very, very good point and very well made.
Yeah. That bit at the end with travel ban is fucking brilliant. Yeah. So,
Brilliant.
Emmy Barcelona, looking forward to Weekend Bigotry next Saturday, hoping there'll be much problematic banter with Aisha. On another note, how about Dorco going full turf? Talk about kicking the Rainbow Hornet's nest. We asked big old Dorco.
We'll get him. H-Man, if you're watching, get big Ricky on the list. We want the Dorco on the show.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love Dorco.
In person as well, man.
Yeah.
None of that remote shit.
And here's the thing, Emmy, BL, you're right. December the 11th. September the 11th.
Can you just say next Saturday, please?
Yeah. December the 11th.
Do you remember who the guest is?
Yes.
Who is it?
It's Tony Soprano. No, it's not. It's Aisha. It can be on December the 11th at the Leicester Square Theatre. Come on down.
Next Saturday. Make sure you go and grab a ticket. There's still a handful left. So grab one and we will see you there. By the way, a few of you were asking about signed posters. A few people from far away have bought them and asked us to sign them, and we've shipped them, and it's a massive pain in the ass. So they've sent us a lot of money to compensate. But if you are in the UK, or if you're coming to a live show from abroad, if you've got stuff you want to sign, we always make sure to go and say hello to anybody who wants to say hello to us after the show, so you can get us to sign stuff. We can take a selfie or whatever. So that's one of the things that you can do at a live show that you can't do anywhere else. Say hello, shake our hands, grab Francis' ass, whatever you want, ladies.
Exactly. Love it. Kim Jong-un argument that South Africa is a victim of vaccine inequality is flawed. UK made
an at-cost vaccine, biggest donation, and South Africa sold their supply of. Interesting. Okay, didn't know that.
Let's see. Next. Nathan Woodard with a $69 US.
Yes, he says, I just sent a PayPal for $369 because YouTube blocked what I said. Not sure why. It was very PG. Well, Nathan, first of all, let's get some massive American flags in the chat for the wonderful Nathan Woodard, because he did, in fact, send us not only that $69 right there, but also a £266 super chat. And here's what he says. He says, YouTube did not let me enter this. Please take this and blow it in the highly liquid Minch coin exchange. It's the latest creepy currency. But be careful, because high frequency trading can lead to derivatives. So please avoid naked shorts and save your Minch coin in a wank bank where each transaction is permanently recorded in the ever expanding, you guessed it, cock chain. Very good. Not sure how Roosters got involved.
Matt and Nathan, you are a gentleman. And yes, Colby or Holby Camilton has made Minch coin, everybody. Anton, bring it up. We've made Minch coin. When you get taken to the camps, this is going to be the official currency of the camps. You're going to go in and you're going to trade your currency for Minch coin.
I thought you were going to say your body for Minch coin, which probably is what would happen. Total supply 10,000 Minch. Okay, holders 5 addresses. Great. This is brilliant.
Yeah. Why are you not more enthusiastic about this, mate? This is a future.
I'm just worried people are actually going to go and buy it now and waste their money, because there's nothing we're going to do to promote the Minch coin.
What do you mean talking about? I'm going to send it to Zuby. We're going to get Zuby on board.
Zuby's not going to be on board with the Minch coin. He's a Christian, mate. He doesn't even swear.
What do you mean? What's wrong? What's God created minges?
Did you not talk to the bleeder about this? God did create minges.
He did. So why is it offensive?
Well, look, just because God was a fan of a bit of minge doesn't mean that Christians have to be.
Why? Come on.
God was a fan of smiting people and all that, and they're like laughing face.
Right. The bleeder. What do you think about minge coin?
She's not a fan of the word minge, mate. So stop saying minge repeatedly.
Yeah, she is a fan, right? She told me it. So, and you never know.
She's going to get her minge covers in a twist, mate.
Yeah, she's going to get the minge covers in a twist. Maybe she's not. Or maybe she might see a wealth of possibilities open up to her.
She's just messaged me to say she's resigned.
Why? It's brilliant.
She can't handle the minge banter, mate.
Mate, this
is or maybe she just hasn't had the minge biscuit today.
Yeah, exactly. So there we go. Minge coin is going stratospheric. Anton, are you going to buy some? Of course he is.
Jasper Channer with a 449 says, congratulations on that baby, KK. How much for the naming rights? Mate,
how much Minge coin will you accept?
Mate, I wouldn't trust the bigots of Trigonometry with naming my baby for $1 gazillion.
You would for $1 gazillion.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would.
No, I wouldn't. Because gazillion is not a real number.
All right. What about $1 trillion?
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course. Next. Joseph Yassam of the 35 South African Wand. I don't know why I said Wand. I am not like one of those woke minches who are constantly asking the approval of others. Do you like that about me? No. Fuck off. Next.
Silas Larson with a 499 says, you're cool dudes for sure. I'm all right also. Omicron may just crowd out Delta while giving us all natural immunity to future. Welcome to the herd. Thanks, Silas. We love being part of a herd here, don't we?
Yeah, of course.
And I'll fight you naked with a $5.
Omicron. This is a remix edition of the virus.
That's Sichuan.
That's Sichuan. There will always be another variant used as an excuse for control.
Thank you very much. I'll fight you naked. Appreciate the $5. Wiggly Woo with a 5 says, do you think if we called masks something stupid like Boris blankets, it might put people off wearing them.
Actually, it probably make people more likely to wear them.
Yeah, give it to me, Boris.
Yeah.
I want to be fucking governed. Give it to me. I want you to tell me where to live and where to go and what to do.
Mate, that just reminds me of Carrie.
Well, mate, that's like 65% of the public. They want to take it from Boris right up the,
Yeah, exactly.
They want Boris to treat them like a what do they call him?
What?
Tank top bum boy?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they want.
That's what they love.
Why do 65% of this country just want to get bummed by Boris? I don't get it.
Yeah, maybe it's because they'd enjoy it.
Mate, who could possibly enjoy getting bummed by Boris?
A lot of women out there, mate. That is undeniable. You can't fight that.
There's like 3 of them.
Mate, there's more women.
No, touche. There's a lot of women. Look, women, there's something wrong with you, is what I'm saying.
Now you've started to make sense.
Yeah. What are you doing, women?
Exactly. You're creating more Boris Johnsons. This is entirely your fault.
Disgusting.
Next.
Ali Snyder with a $10 says, regarding last night's stream, an aspect of trans you've yet to cover is a D-trans voice. Consider Watson as a guest. The deeper details of medicalization too, so recommend TT Exulancic as well. Hashtag birds love it. Well, birds love trans.
Oh, birds love a bit of trans.
They love the trans, mate. It's unbelievable.
Anton, is your new lady friend, does she like trans stuff? She doesn't.
No, she's more a fan of the whole, family and settling down and commitment, isn't she, Anton?
He's gone very red and sweaty.
Yeah, that's just his natural state, mate.
Yeah,
when you and I are on stage, he can't help himself.
Yeah, and plus it's the Greek genes coming out.
Exactly. All that talk about bumming got him excited. Anyway, Savoy with 1984 with the 2 quid says, all the best from Staffordshire. Savoy, thank you very much.
Lovely part of the world, Staffordshire. Ali Schneider.
Right. We were talking about this. So, Ali, not to ignore your super chat because it's not my intention at all. I follow Watson on Twitter and I have seen TTX Atlantic YouTube channel. So we're keeping an eye. We're maintaining a posture of, what do they call it? Watchful waiting or whatever. Yeah. So we're keeping an eye on them. And if we feel like we want to get them in, we will. We know you love it. There's no denying that the birds do love it. We don't want to just be a channel that only talks about trans, which is what the birds would have us do.
Oh, mate. They'd have it every week. To be fair, we'd be on 1 million subs.
Yeah, we would be. But, mate, we can't squeeze the fucking trans issue into everything. It's like tomorrow, I'll brilliant into with Giles about communism and gulags and all that. And it's like, were there any trans prisoners in the gulags?
There probably were.
Mate.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Mate, you've gone full mums now, haven't you?
Yeah, fucking everywhere.
Ricardo Roca.
Hey, come
on, do it properly.
Ricardo Roca. FF, how about, what does that say?
Coin.
Oh, no, Coño coin instead of Minge coin. Coño coin is a Venezuelan equivalent. Trustworthy.
Thanks, Ricardo. Appreciate it. Lou with a quid. Thank you very much for that, Lou.
Thanks, Lou. You're a diamond. Ali Schneider, new merch idea. Trigonometry Minge covers. I'm telling you, the Minge coin is the future, and you can't see it because you don't have vision like I do.
And the Bleeder's message saying, how is this my job? Bleeder, remember you believe in the J-Dog, right? You love a bit of Jesus, right? Well,
I was made in his image, darling.
There's a terrifying thought, isn't there?
When you die, you're going to see God. It's going to be me going, all right, love?
Come on in.
Come on in. Now,
on.
have you got your Minge coin? Otherwise, you're not going to get in through the gates of heaven.
The idea of you being made in the image of God is quite something. Ali Snyder, thank you very much for that suggestions. We'll think about it. Christina with the tennis says, matching up Ali to get TT Exulancic on the show. Birds love it. We will definitely keep an eye on it, I promise. Thank you.
The only thing I would say about that, in all seriousness, is I want to have that conversation in person. I don't think it would work very well to do it remotely. With a detransitioner, it's such a powerful, such an emotive subject. It needs to be done in person. It needs that human element.
Kira Bell, I nearly said needs to man up. That's not what I mean. But Kira Bell, we've invited on many times, and actually, I think she initially got back to us, but then I think decided against coming on the show, or certainly hasn't got back to us. So that would have been the opportunity, and I think she would have been great. But yeah, look, trust me. The trans issue isn't going away. And obviously, if we feel the need to talk about it, we will. Guys, we know you're keen. We hear you, Ali and Christina. You know how much we love you. We're definitely keeping that one under review. But thank you very much for the super chat.
Andy Phillips, off over to you, mate.
Andy Phillips, Konstantin, tell Francis you cherish his friendship. I cherish your friendship.
Get off! Don't touch me.
Papa Shears with 18 quid. Thank you so much for that, Papa Shears. Really
That's-
appreciate it as well.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, look, I think we've got another paper. Oh, no, we don't. Okay, fantastic, Francis. This is a... Anton, why don't we go to number 2? Somebody created this meme of us, which I think sums up the moment we're in very, very accurately.
Go on.
Let's have a look at this. Hard times create top shaggers. Top shaggers create good times. Good times create mingy little slags. Mingy little slags create hard times. That is the circle of life, isn't it?
It is a circle of life, and it's a beautiful circle. Actually, not. It's a very depressing circle. But anyway, we've got loads to talk about. Yeah. We've got an absolute tough. Let's talk about lesbians.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Anton.
I thought we already talked about.
No. We've got
an feminist forum.
No,
same thing, isn't it?
It well, kind of is. Yeah. Anton, we've got a story about lesbians and cheese.
Really?
Yeah, we have got a story about.
What's the difference, eh?
Yep, here we go. Yeah, what is the difference between lesbians and cheese? But you're going to find out right about now. Oh, Anton, that was perfect.
Timing. Cheese from Sapphic sheep at San Francisco Rainbow Grocery is even fatter, claim lesbians.
There you go.
What? What is this story?
Mate, this is from the Times, a quality publication. Scroll down.
Okay. Gracing the shelves of the Rainbow Grocery Cooperative in San Francisco is an unlikely gay treat. Feta cheese from Lesbos, made from the milk of a lesbian sheep.
There you go.
Great. Okay.
The store says the label, Greek lesbian feta, is more than a publicity stunt. We know where our feta's from. We've seen pictures of the sheep. It's a feta that's rooted in place.
Okay.
Gordon Edgar, Rainbow's cheese buyer, told the San Francisco Chronicle, there's two things about calling it lesbian feta. We're not idiots. We know if we call it that, people will go, what do you mean? Which is a victory in itself.
Absolutely, mate. You defeated the enemy right there. That is quite a victory.
Yeah.
Rainbow Grocery is owned by its staff and its cheese department with the unofficial motto. So I don't know what's going on there, Anton, but apparently they just... is it owned by tramps? Is it just run by a group? And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's great that they've got, something to do. Why would you have a shop and just have some homeless people lying outside?
Well, it's San Francisco, man.
Yeah, to be fair, is their culture.
Yeah.
All right. Edgar said that simply calling it Greek feta would lose the prestige because not everyone associates Greece with homosexuality.
Exactly. The store
Not
is
yet.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Yeah, they are working on it. The store is owned by its staff and its cheese department with the unofficial motto, Cheese Pride, as a strong queer culture.
Cheese Pride. The soft and tangy lesbian feta is one of its top 3 selling cheeses. But in June, when people from around the world flocked to the city for the Pride Festival, sales of lesbian feta soar. At $19.99 a pound, it is good business. What kind of a retard do you have to be to pay $20 for a pound of cheese just because it's called lesbian?
Yeah. The lesbian in feta has been imported since 2016 by Essex Street Cheese in New York from Agra, a village on Lesbos. Soon after placing the order, Rainbow gave the cheese its distinctive name. Lesbian sheep syndrome refers to a situation where two women are attracted to each other but fail to act.
Are they calling women sheep?
Probably, mate. You can call women anything now. Birthing person.
Yeah.
All
right. Mariah Sparks, a store worker, said that the title of the cheese was obvious. Is it? It felt true, she said. Culturally, it just felt right.
There you go.
Well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Get aware of that.
Anton, it's very confusing. I think they're insulting your culture, mate.
Mate, how do you feel about that, being a Greek man?
I didn't understand the aware of that article.
What do you mean you didn't understand? It's about lesbian sheep, mate. What's there not to understand?
Yeah. That make cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, lesbian cheese, it sounds like the sort of thing you need to get checked out, although you will have to wait for 3 weeks for a GP appointment now.
Or it's a subcategory in Pornhub. Oh, you know what I like? I like watching lesbian cheese being made.
Mate, you have the most disgusting mind I think I've ever come across. That is literally horrific.
Well, it depends, mate. Depends if you like that kind of thing. Anyway.
Yeah, I think it does depend if you like that kind of thing, and most people don't.
Meh.
Lesbian cheese.
Yeah.
That is a genre, mate.
Exactly. Mo Customs. I've just taken up atheism. Lord FF indeed. Exactly, mate. Your Lord and Saviour.
Theophrastus with a $2 says, how I always pictured God except for the glasses.
Yeah.
Well, just like a mole.
Yeah, mate. Imagine me at the gates of heaven.
Mate, if you were at the gates of heaven, heaven would be some kind of hole.
No, it wouldn't, mate.
It would be.
No, it
I
wouldn't.
went into his room the other day. It smells like someone died in there 3 months ago.
No, that's because you hadn't had a wash. My room smells delightful.
Oh, mate. All right. Nathan Woodard, I think, sent us another massive super chat. So let's get some more American flags in the chat for the one, the only Nathan Woodard, who sent us another $369. He says, here's for next Saturday on behalf of all the beautiful bigots who want to support the show but can't. What a top lad you are, Nathan. He says, I'll be missing Saturday Raw, watching back episodes and crying in my whiskey and weed while you boys do it live. Anton, stage act, bleeder, you are the best. Period.
Exactly. Great pun to end on.
Exactly.
Even Anton like that. What do you mean even? Actually, he loves a bloody pun.
Mm.
So there you go.
A bloody pun. Yay.
Hey.
Nathan, you're an absolute top shagger. Well done, mate. Thank you so much. We'll miss you on the show next Saturday, but we will see you soon. Have a good week, and we'll see you there. We'll see you after that. Nathan, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it.
Ali Snyder, Rainbow Grocery, the only business in San Francisco looters won't steal from.
Good point.
Imagine they nicked all the lesbian cheese. Be a sad day.
Colin P says San Francisco used to be a genuinely great American city. Now it's a joke. The leftist DA is literally the child of weather underground terrorists. Well, we actually have an interview that we've already recorded with the one, the only Mickey the Schellenberger.
Yeah, Big Mickey.
Big Mickey. We talked to him about the homelessness issue, the drugs issue, the decriminalization of crime in San Francisco and all of that good stuff. That'll be coming out in the next few weeks. So we're fully across this issue, Colin. And yeah, it sounds like it is absolutely horrific what's happening in San Francisco, but in California in general as well. I know Ali's from there, and some of the stuff you're seeing coming out of that state is just atrocious.
Yeah, it's a really, really wonderful conversation, but it's also incredibly, at points, upsetting because it's a dereliction of duty by the authorities. They're not looking after people who desperately need to be looked after. Anyway,
Colin P, thank you very much for that, mate. Up north with a 50 Norwegian krona says, depending on the local accent, feta is a Norwegian word for minge.
Yes.
Let's get some feta coin in the chat.
Mate, minge coin is going, that's what is going to make me a millionaire all around the world. Do you know, I told Poon Poon about minge coin. She put the phone down and stopped talking to me.
Yeah, mate. Well, the bleeders joined her. She's messaged again. You know what she said? She said, I've had enough. I'm going back to editing the video. That's right. I'd rather dwell on the horrors of the gulags than listen to one more minute of you two half-wits. Bleeder, this is no way to talk to your superiors.
And we are. Just
not morally, just hierarchically.
Exactly.
As in, we give you money. Have some fucking respect.
And if you don't behave yourself, you're getting paid in minge coin at the end of the month.
Imagine if we actually paid her in minge coin. I don't think the bleeder is so Christian. I don't think she would actually be able to bring herself to withdraw the money just because that word would piss her off so much.
Just imagine, like, for a stunt, like, this is how shit my luck is. I'd give away all my minge coin, and then as a ridiculous publicity stunt, it would end up skyrocketing. Everyone would become millionaires, and I'd be there fucking skint.
That probably is what would happen. Matt P with a 5 says, lesbian cheese is what happens after prolonged scissoring. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Thankfully. Icky Ike with $100.
I created a trigonometry Christmas card for you and just popped it on locals.
Get some moustaches in the chat for Icky the Ike. That's a Christmas card. Oh my God. Merry Christmas, you slags. Mate, I'm actually a little bit more ripped than that in real life.
So am I. There I am. I'm looking.
Keep it credible, mate.
Yeah, I'm looking fantastic there. That's genuinely what I look like with my shirt off. Isn't that right, Anton? Exactly. Good point. Fabulous. Bring it back up because we haven't finished reading. Thanks, Anton. You just posted on locals. It's a bit early, but I wanted you to have it now, in case you want to send it to friends and family. It is safe to say, but I'm sorry if I made FF look a bit too sultry. Check it out, mate. I'm gonna go and put that on my Instagram. That way, Poon Poon's gonna have to up her game because all the birds are gonna see that and they're gonna love it.
And they'll all think you actually look like that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
which I definitely do.
You definitely, mate. We went to the sauna before this,
Yeah.
so I've had the full visual experience.
You loved it.
Let's just, I loved it. Yeah. So yeah, just be aware.
Yeah.
Things on the screen may not be the same as they are in real life.
Made in God's image, Bleeder.
Thank you very much, Icky Ike. You're a top shagger. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Whiskey Straight Out with the 2 quid says, I've turned dyslexic. FF is a dog.
My legend. Donnell Jones. So go and read this.
How many dollars to trig to become an honorable MLS? I can't wait to be the mingiest and the slaggiest. Just don't call me little. Please advise. Donnell, you can be the mingy little slag or mingy slag, big mingy slag for free, mate.
Yeah.
It's fine. Thank you very much for the $5.
Kim Jong-un, Aussie camps are a joke compared to my DPRK camps.
Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully that is still true
Yeah.
for the moment. Alexandra with a tenner says, please don't say my full name.
Okay, Alexandra Brown.
Yeah, exactly. And one day we're actually going to,
No, no.
in joking, we're going to say that actual surname.
Yeah.
Says, have a northern tenor for keeping me sane and entertained while I'm locked up with COVID. Alexandra, we're sorry to hear you
bless
got
you.
COVID. If I only watched mainstream news, I'd be convinced I was about to drop down dead at any time. 99% chance I've got this from a vaccinated colleague. But apparently after the 1st of April, I'm the one who's dangerous around patients. Keep holding out. Hope someone will wake up and look at some actual scientific evidence before then, instead of following Project Fear and making NHS staffing worse. Alexandra, we've covered this issue a lot. That is obviously the case. People shouldn't be forced out of their healthcare jobs for stupid reasons like that, particularly if they've got natural immunity as you're about to acquire. So we've been against it from the beginning. I think you make a lot of sense. We wishing you, we wish you an asymptomatic disease. Hopefully you're just fine. But if you do get it a little bit, hopefully you have a speedy recovery. Francis, but did you know that COVID affects healthy people? Anton, we actually had a story about this.
Okay,
all the way from Wales. This was the headline. Young man with clean bill of health left hours from death in hospital after catching COVID. Let's have a look at this healthy young man. Where is he?
There he is.
Keep scrolling. There he is. Zoom in a bit. Now, before we say anything, I want to make it very clear. We're not making fun of this guy, right? We're making fun of the headline. So if you scroll back up, Anton, to the headline, young man with clean bill of health left hours from death in hospital.
Yeah, he's not, I wouldn't say he's got a clean bill of health, would you?
No, not really, mate. And again, people are allowed to not be healthy. We don't know why he's overweight. It could be some kind of condition. It could just be, he eats more than he exercises.
It could be he likes pork chops.
Yeah, it could be. And look, we don't fat shame people on this show.
I mean, we did with Nick Ferrari.
And with you a lot.
Yeah.
But then, we're mates with you, and Nick Ferrari's a public figure. This guy just happens to have got COVID.
No, Nick Ferrari's a prick.
Yeah, fair enough. But this guy's he's just got COVID, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have any animosity towards him. I wish him a very speedy recovery. I hope he can be back on his feet and in his favorite McDonald's before anything happens. No, seriously, I'm not fat shaming the guy, but that headline is just atrocious. He's not got a clean bill of health. He's obese.
Yeah.
You're not healthy if you're obese.
We need to start treating obesity as a health condition.
Which it is.
Yeah, but we need to start, and we need to start talking about it.
Yeah.
And what we need to do is find ways to support people to lose weight.
Yeah. Well, look, I did that for you, didn't I?
No, it was living with Anton.
What do you mean?
It was me being best friends with Anton.
What do you mean? First of all, you're not friends. He doesn't like you. But also,
he does like me.
Anton?
Anton,
He's
what?
shaking his head.
Anton, what if I give you 10 Minge coin? Will you be my friend then?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's what you do to get friends, guys. Is you offer them money. Well,
No, you don't.
Fake money.
You don't. No, you invent a currency which is going to transform crypto, and then you push it. You hand
Look,
it round
I
because you
just-
want people to do well.
Look, I'm just frustrated that you're being extremely ungrateful. I called you a fat cunt every day
Mm.
until you lost some weight, didn't I? What do you mean?
No, mate. No.
That was my contribution, right? And that is how you support people with
Mm.
being fat.
You just fat shame
You
them.
fat shame them. It worked for you, right? Look, the reason you lost weight is the biggest fat shamed you for the first year of the show. And then I upped my game and started fat shaming you live on Raw. And you've been transformed.
I've been transformed.
As you said yourself, you've gone from being massively fat to just being fat.
Mm.
You said it yourself.
Did I?
Yeah.
When did I say that?
When we were writing copy for something.
Oh, okay, right. There we go.
It was a joke.
Okay. I feel sad.
Hey,
you feel guilty now. Good.
I don't feel guilty at all, mate, because of all the Jewish jokes that you've done that I've supported.
That you've supported.
Because they're funny, admittedly, right? I'm allowed to fat shame you.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
So there we are.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe the media shouldn't pretend that people who are massively obese have a clean bill of health, because I don't think that's accurate.
But we do, in all seriousness, we should get someone on to talk about obesity.
Do you want? We could interview you, mate.
At what point do you become obese? How overweight do you have to be? It's not even that much.
Is it not?
No, it's not.
Anton, can we get a photo of Francis from circa 2018? And we can just, like, a different episode. We can just go, Diana Fleischman is obese, and then Brendan O'Neill isn't, and then we just do it like that.
We just do it like that.
I don't know. How do you decide if someone is a fat cunt?
Well, the problem is BMI isn't really an accurate indicator.
Being a what? BMI. Oh.
Yeah, BMI isn't really an accurate indicator, is it? It's not. Anton this is the most interested Anton has ever looked in anything.
Yeah, we're trying to find out how to categorize you, mate.
Let's see.
Birds love it. JS Powell says FF is cuddly now.
Exactly. Boom.
Paul Crane says that's not very nice, KK, but funny. Well, that's what we do on the show, mate.
Right. Adults with a BMI of
30 to 40 are considered obese.
Adults with a BMI
over 40 are considered extremely obese.
Yeah.
Anyone more than 45 kilograms overweight is considered morbidly obese.
There you go. So you've got to be 45. Man, that's a lot of weight you're carrying around.
Yeah. So for me, I would have to weigh, at my height, 5'9", I'd have to weigh 100 kilograms.
To be morbidly obese.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. That's the modern standard for being slim over there on the right. There you go. That's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know your BMI?
No, I don't know my BMI.
Anton, can you guesstimate his BMI?
No.
No.
Not on this.
You know, can you just guess what Francis' BMI might be? Anyway, I don't know. So there you go. But look, Francis, you want to talk about obesity on the show?
Yeah, I think we should do. It's clearly a problem.
Yeah.
With this, look, how many people are obese in this country? What is it? Something ridiculous.
Half.
Right, half of people are obese.
They're all overweight.
Or overweight, which clearly means that we have a significant problem with it, which is therefore putting a burden on the health service.
Yeah, bigger than COVID, by the way.
Yeah, bigger than COVID. And it's far more deadly than COVID. So, and it creates a lot of problems, particularly later on in life. So why don't we have someone on to talk about it? It's a good idea, isn't it? Anyway, number 6 is what I want to talk about, mate. Rod Stewart's gone fucking apo.
Oh.
As they say in Australia.
Before we do that, though, Francis, 1,300 bigots watching. Let's get to 750 likes. That's 200 more likes in the next 10 minutes, and we'll carry on with the show.
You are a killer. Rod Stewart erupts at anti-vaxxers as he rages. They make me angry.
What else is he saying about that? The legendary rock and pop singer and songwriter gave his view of people refusing to get the COVID-19 vaccinations. He urged people to get the jabs on offer, adding, those refusing to be vaccinated make him angry, especially following news of a new variant.
Times radio host John Pienaar remarked, You don't have to be obsessed with the news to be thinking about the virus. You've had all 3 of yours, haven't you? The record producer confirmed he had all 3, including the current booster jabs, available to some people. As John commented, some people refuse the vaccine. He asked the iconic singer, when you said, because that's what you do when you
Yeah.
invite Rod Stewart
Yeah.
on. You talk to him about viruses and virology.
I agree, mate.
When you see people who will not take it, do you feel the same way I do? Does that make you angry?
Not a leading question, all mate. Do something
Yeah.
about that mullet, son. Yeah, it does, the popular rock singer replied. It makes me angry, especially in America where they talk about it's my right, it's my freedom. No, it's not. Oh, sorry, excuse me. 9, it is not your right to have the freedom of your body. We will inject something in your body. And he says, because you are a killer and you can be killed. Is he justifying killing unvaccinated people there?
Yeah.
Dead simple. Good pun there, mate.
Yeah.
He continued, I think one of the countries in Europe are making it mandatory. You must have the shot. I think Austria. No connection, no historical perspective. Yeah, it is Austria, mate. What, have you thought about why?
Yeah. Yeah, but he's a top shagger, so we'll let him off.
You think we should be doing that here? John asked, sounding surprised. Rod confessed, I don't want to get into that one. People are, what do you mean people? Hold on a second, mate. You just said people don't have the right to have their own freedom. And now you're saying people are entitled to their views. Why don't you pick one, mate?
Yeah. But I strongly advise people to go and get vaccinated.
Perfect. That's a reasonable position.
I can sort of understand it with pregnant women.
Okay.
It comes to the public are being advised to take up their offer of a booster jab once they get the chance, as the new COVID variant causes whatever fresh concerns.
Yeah,
there we go.
Very concerning. Hasn't killed anyone yet.
Yeah.
Very concerning. Oh, Francis, we also have some PayPalios flooding in from all sorts of various bigots. We've got the Blues sent us £2. Been a while. Thank you very much.
Lovely.
For that. And Lorcan says, gentlemen, not going to lie, I found it very tough going this week with what feels like the acceleration deeper into clown world. 3 things helped. Reducing social media, my super wife, and our 3-year-old boy. And of course, you legends at Trigonometry Towers. I really appreciate what you do for all of us bigots. Enjoying every minute of Raw and the interviews before we have to get in the camp. Yeah.
Yeah, you must go to the camp.
Lorcan, thank you very much. You're a top shagger. Absolutely appreciate it. And we've got £75.
Lovely.
From Alex. I think it's from Mick.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's from Mick, who says, lads, so first of all, I don't know, let's find out what this is about. It says, you are too young to be talking about real minge. I'm 61 and a child of 70s where fanny fur meant getting to the lady in the boat was like hacking your way through an Amazonian rainforest. Have some respect. Well, you're absolutely right there, Mick. Let's get some forests in the chat for Mick. He speaks the truth. I've seen the photographs. I mean, it was horrific.
Yeah, it was. But you know what? It was a simpler time back then.
Sometimes we complain about society going down the toilet, but when I think about the ladies, trimming habits down there, I do think we've made progress.
Yeah.
I'll take the destruction of Western civilization just for that.
Yeah, for a more trimmed undercarriage.
Absolutely.
I
think it's essential, mate.
Anton, being a Greek man and a natural fan of hair, what are your opinions on this matter?
Mate, he's not qualified to answer this. By the way, Laura, the beautiful bigot smart, has just sent me a little screenshot. Boris Johnson has just been announced in the Times. He will decide whether Christmas will be cancelled again this year on December the 18th.
Oh, there we go, Laura. That's good news.
Where does Boris Johnson think he has the power to cancel Christmas from?
Well, mate, he cancelled Christmas last year.
No, he didn't. He cancelled people being able to get together for Christmas. He didn't actually cancel Christmas.
Mate, well, that is basically Christmas, isn't it?
You know what I'd like to see, and this is just purely for the troll value.
What?
I'd like Boris Johnson to announce that he's cancelling Ramadan.
Yeah.
Just see what happens.
Mate.
I just want to see what happens. You know, I'm sure they'll take it well.
Mate, he did cancel Ramadan, didn't he?
Yeah, I'd like to see. No, but I want him to come out and make a big speech about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. To be fair to him, he cancelled Ramadan. He cancels everything. He's like a left-wing comedian.
Yeah.
Let's cancel them. Let's cancel them. Let's cancel you.
Yeah.
But you know who should never be cancelled?
It's not Retalk tonight.
It's not Retalk tonight.
Somebody else.
We have got a Triggernometry fan. And we're so happy.
Well, we've got more than one, mate.
Yeah, we have got
this
more.
This one's given us money.
But this one has given us money. We're super happy to be promoting this. Sorry? Exactly. We're so happy to be promoting.
Do you want to tell people what it is rather than just telling them that you're happy?
Yeah, no, mate.
What is the thing that we're promoting, mate?
Mate, I'm just really happy to
Right.
be promoting this. No, his name is Mo Customs, and he's a leather artist, guys. And it is absolutely brilliant. He creates bespoke leather pieces, whether it can be wallets, it can be bags, it can be pieces of art. And they are wonderful. They are wonderful. They are beautiful. If you want to get your special someone something truly unique, something truly bespoke, and something really special.
And if you don't want that gift to be COVID, get them a leather bag.
Exactly. And you can pick what you want. Mo will make it for you. It will be a unique piece. This is what's more, it will last you for the rest of your life. So get something special, support an artist and an independent artist. It's Mo Customs. He's absolutely wonderful. And not only that, we've got the links at the bottom. He's a TRIGGERnometry fan. Support local business, even though he's in Holland. We don't mention that bit. Because it's brilliant stuff.
Well, Anton, a lot of people in the chat seem very interested, by the way. They're looking for the link, if you wouldn't mind putting that in the chat for all the top bigots who want to get into the leathers.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a private section on the website where they make special masks for the type that Francis is a big fan of.
What are you talking about with his tash, mate?
Come on, mate. You love a mask.
Yeah, mate. Imagine if I got Mo to make me a special GIMP mask.
Well, actually, Mo is making a leather portrait of us, isn't he?
He is doing it, and Anton's going to put it above his bed.
Links are in the description.
The links are in the description and in the chat. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciate the sponsorship. Guys, we always ask you to please check out the work of people who support us, because particularly in cases like this, where it's not a big corporation, it's a small business, and it's somebody who loves the show. And we want, one of the things we love about the locals community is it is actually a community, and it's beautiful. And one of the things about being in a community is you support other people, you benefit from the things that they create, and some of the stuff looks just incredible. So go and check it out, and we really appreciate the support.
Yeah,
thanks
absolutely.
very much for that.
Check out Mo. All right, thank you very much.
We also got a little PayPal from Elisa, who says, did that article say the fatty was double jabbed? Indeed, he was double jabbed. So yeah, clearly,
There we go. But let's talk about veganism, Anton.
Really?
Oh,
well, after promoting a leather.
Yeah, absolutely. Because here's the thing, right? I've always admired people who are vegan.
Have you?
Yeah, genuinely. They're making sacrifices for a cause that they believe in. You have to respect that, right?
Well,
but
low testosterone levels.
Yeah, exactly. However,
that's good. That's not really a cause, mate. It's more of a debilitating condition.
Yeah, and it would explain.
Even Anton's not a vegan.
Yeah, and it would explain why so many vegans are comedians. Comedians are vegans. But then, but anyway, how about this?
Abuse, intimidation, death threats, the vicious backlash facing former vegans. They can get vicious, can they? Going vegan has never been more popular, but some people who try it and then decide to reintroduce animal products face shocking treatment. Probably not as shocking as the animals they eat, but still. In 2015, of course, her name is Freya. Freya Robinson decided to go vegan. For more than a year, the 28-year-old from East Sussex did not consume a single animal product. Then, in 2016, on a family holiday in Bulgaria, she passed a steak restaurant and something inside her twitched.
I walked in and ordered the biggest steak I could have and completely inhaled it, she says. After finishing it, she ordered another. There you go, Anton.
That's how you do it, Anton.
Yeah.
Anton, we will never judge you for abandoning your principles and killing animals.
Taste the meat, Anton. Taste the meat.
To be fair, he is Greek and he grew up in a Greek family, so he's eaten all the lamb that any human being should eat in their life.
For the previous year, Robinson had been suffering from various health problems, low energy levels, brain fog, painful periods, and dull skin, which she now believes were the result of her diet.
No shit.
She says her decline was gradual and almost went unnoticed. Because it's not an instant depletion. You don't suddenly feel bad the next day. It's months down the line. It's very, very slow. In just over a year, the balanced plant-based food she cooked daily from scratch, using organic vegetables from the farm she works on and legumes and nuts vital for protein, had she felt taken a toll on her body.
The morning after the steak felt revelatory. I felt this surge of energy. My face was glowing again, Anton. I remember leaping out of bed, and it was only in that moment I realized I'd been slowly depleting my body of vital nutrients, and I needed the steak that I had.
She says that the days after the reintroduction of animal products to her diet saw her clarity and ability to cope with stress return. Minor inconveniences, such as dealing with a grumpy customer at the farm's market stall, no longer seemed like a mammoth burden. The intense physical work on the farm felt less labored, having operated at what she described as 60%, both physically and mentally. She was now realizing what normal should be.
See, I've realized what we need to do, Francis. Anytime Anton messes up the tech, which can happen sometimes, we should just slip him a little bit of meat in his next meal.
Yeah.
And that'll pep him right up, won't
Yeah,
it,
mate,
Anton?
just slip some biltong in there. All of a sudden, he will just wander around like a new man.
Yeah.
In just over 75 years, veganism has grown from a fringe movement to a mainstream lifestyle choice practiced by millions globally. In 2019, it was estimated that around 600,000 people in Britain were following a vegan diet, up from approximately,
600,000 is a lot of people, man.
Yeah, up from approximately...
That's 1% of the population.
Up from approximately 150,000 people in 2014. This year saw the biggest number, more than 580,000 people sign up for Veganuary, pledging to start a plant-based diet for the month. Next year is likely to be even bigger. A host of new vegan brands, some owned by blah, 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 blah. So there we go. So what do you think about that, mate? She felt like shit. She got a steak in her, got a good bit of meat in her, did that bird. Fucking felt ready to take on the world.
That's what you need if you're a lady. If you want energy, you need a steak and you need the meat.
Exactly. You need a good bit of meat inside you, girls.
I can't believe you made it even more explicit.
Yeah, exactly. That's
it's
what I do.
unnecessary, Francis.
No, it's not. It's what I'm here for, to provide joy.
But yeah. Oh, Anton, I actually wanted to have a serious conversation for a bit, Francis.
Okay,
Let's talk about number 5, Anton. You might have to scroll down a bit. I wanted to show you, Francis, the number of people in this country who have antibodies for COVID. And I then wanted to talk. I did a little tweet today, which I feel like has. So this is the official Office for National Statistics in the UK, as you can see, Anton. If you scroll down to the stats for the 4 countries of the UK. 93% of people in England, 92% of people in Wales, 93% of people in Northern Ireland, and 93% of people in Scotland have antibodies for COVID, right? This is of the adult population, so this doesn't include kids, but it doesn't matter because kids don't
really get affected.
If they're healthy, they don't get affected by COVID. Anton, you can hide this now, right? So what explains then this attempt to demonize people who are not vaccinated? If it's only 7% of the public who don't have some level of immunity against COVID. And to me, it seems like the reason the politicians have done this is they realized very quickly, particularly if you remember during the Dominic Cummings saga, that explosion of anger, and the BLM, that explosion of anger at everything was going on. I think the politicians have realized something very simple, that divide and conquer is the way to deflect the blame for the things that are going wrong from them. Because it's a very natural human instinct when something goes wrong, even if it's no one's fault, to blame somebody. Well, I remember I stubbed my toe the other day and I literally started looking around for someone whose fault it was before it took my conscious brain a while to catch up and go, hold on a second, this isn't anyone's fault. This is just what happens, right? And so I think that's why there's this massive drive to make it seem like the problems that society is experiencing is caused by the small number of people who are neither vaccinated nor have natural immunity. Because that's how you get people to redirect their attention from the politicians and holding them accountable for the fact that they gave contracts to all their mates, that the fact that made millionaires, COVID millionaires out of people who never had anything to do with procuring PPE, for example. The fact that Matt Hancock and Dominic Cummings, no one remembers this anymore. Matt Hancock only happened about 3 months ago. No one talks about it. No one remembers that the health secretary was breaking the rules with his lover while cheating on his wife, while he was advocating for all the restrictions and implementing them and going on TV and fucking crying, etc. Right? We've all forgotten about that because we've got a scapegoat. And this is how human beings operate. We want to have a minority of people to blame. And I think the reason this is all happening is politicians have worked out that if they can get us to blame other people in society, we won't blame the politicians, which is exactly what's happened.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's very sad. I think it's very sad where we are. The level of bile and vitriol that is aimed at people who are unvaccinated. The way that people are advocating, lockdowns for the unvaccinated. What it is it shows that as a society we're very deeply divided. We're very angry, and it's like you said, we want to blame people.
But I don't think we are divided. I actually think about the amount of solidarity that there was when the first lockdown hit, right? And then things changed from there, right? And I think it was the like you've always said, it was the BLM explosion, right? That set people against each other. But now, what possible reasons could we have to be divided in society when 93% of people have some immunity against COVID? Why would we be divided over that? Why do we care? Why do we care that 7% of the public are unvaccinated?
Because we politicize everything.
Right, but hold on a second. But I'm just saying, look at the facts of it. Why does it matter if 93% immunity is very, very high? It's very high. It's extraordinarily high. That is herd immunity, right? 93%. If someone 2 years ago had said to you, look, we're going to get to a point where 93% of people have antibodies for this disease, you'd be delighted, right? There is no reason for society to be divided. There's no reason for blaming the people who are not vaccinated. There's no reason to suppress the conversation about natural immunity. None of this needs to happen. The politicians have been allowed to set us against each other. That's what's happened. We don't need to be antagonistic to people who are unvaccinated or to people who are vaccinated, going around calling people killers and murderers for not being vaccinated. It's a joke. It's completely absurd. These people aren't killing anyone.
I think as well, but we saw this again with Brexit. We saw this again with Trump, that people's disproportionate anger and rage, which comes from something else. It comes from frustration. It comes from having 2 years ruined. It comes from people seeing, people have lost their lives.
Yeah.
The people have lost their lives over this pandemic.
Absolutely.
People have lost their businesses. People's businesses have been damaged. People have had a really shit time. And it's like you said, they want someone to blame. And when you can't find someone obvious to blame, you blame the Jews.
Yeah, well, exactly. But this is exactly my point, right? The Jews being blamed for previous pandemics, or the Jews being blamed for stuff that was happening in Germany, it had nothing to do with that, right?
Yeah.
But this is why. That's why, we do the Nazi accent and the jokes, not because we're saying people who are unvaccinated are like the Jews in 1930s Germany, but the principle in operation here is the same. You find a scapegoat who has nothing to do with the problem, and then you blame things on them and you say that it's their fault. Is it the fault of some person who's young and healthy, like Anton or like me or you who've already had COVID, that businesses have been forced to close?
No.
Is it our fault or the fault of people who are not vaccinated like that there was a point last year when the hospitals were close to being overwhelmed? None of this is the fault of people who are not vaccinated. None of it. None of it. None of it is their fault. And yet somehow we as a society have bought into the narrative that politicians want, which is that we are supposed to hate each other. No. We're not supposed to hate each other. We are fellow human beings and fellow citizens. What we are supposed to do is hold our politicians accountable for the mistakes that they make. And some of the mistakes we've covered extensively on the show. One of them being there's now a massive backlog in cancer treatment and also all sorts of other things, because when the lockdowns were being introduced, no one asked the obvious question that I've been asking from the beginning, which is how many people are these decisions going to hurt? You've told us how many you think they're going to save. How many people are they going to hurt? And there's an article in Telegraph, which we won't read into today, which talks about the fact that doctors are already starting to say that the damage from cancer alone will be bigger than the damage from COVID. Right? Is that the fault of unvaccinated people? No. We've had the wool pulled over our eyes by politicians. And I actually think we need to start to go back to realizing we're just human beings living in society. We can all get along. We don't need to blame each other for things that are going wrong. And it's the politicians who've done this, and the media, the lying media and the lying politicians who've done this to us. We don't need to buy into this. And I'm going to focus my effort within myself to try and be as compassionate as I can towards people with another point of view on this issue. But the thing I'll be driving most is the idea that we need to treat each other with respect and not let politicians antagonize us towards each other. I think it's very important. Now then, I'm going to go on Twitter and destroy people with facts and logic. mate.
Yeah, are you going to write a book called Why Can't We All Get Along? And go, you're a fucking prick, mate.
All right, leave Ian Taylor alone. He's a nice guy.
He is a nice, we love Ian, but that was funny when he
That was
wrote that.
funny. That was
And
funny.
he ended up having rows with people online.
Oh, all right. Suzanne with a 5. It says, YouTube censored my super chat. That vegan is just a whingy bitch. I'm vegan for years, fit, healthy, full of energy. Some people are just shit at life. Love you guys. Keep doing what you do. Well, nice of you to embrace the spirit of
veganism and caring for people.
Exactly. Well, veganism is about caring for animals. Fuck people, mate.
Yeah.
What's this? Oh, it's Jimmy with the most Italian surname ever. Has just bought himself a white mug. Good. And a unisex long sleeve t-shirt from the Trigonometry store.
Oh,
fantastic stuff.
Lovely.
Francis, so anyway, the message of peace and love has been spread. This is Sven Helga.
I saw the family member this show when I was mentioned, and now he pronounces my name like you two. Hashtag awkward in public. Thanks. Keep it up, guys.
Sven Helga.
Daniel Campbell
with 100 quid. What a top legend you are. Thank you so much for that first big super chat, I believe, from Daniel. Let's get some love
in the chat for Daniel Campbell.
Daniel says, can I get an early read of your book, KK? Maybe locals fans should get it. Well, that is an interesting proposition. I'm not sure what my publisher would say about that, mate. But what you can do is it is available on Amazon as a pre-order. There's not even a cover yet. It's almost written. It's not quite ready yet. But yeah, listen, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate everyone who's keen to read the book. I am excited to put it out. It's going to be, I think, interesting to a lot of people. I think it will provoke a lot of people. I think it will make a lot of people laugh as well, hopefully in a good way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to putting it out, and it's great to see that you guys are keen to read it as well. I really, I don't take that lightly. I really don't. I think when people, we get sent tons of books and I don't have the time to read them all. So to me, the fact that someone is prepared to invest hours and hours of their time to read something you've written, actually, that's an honor. I don't treat that lightly, which is why I want to make sure the book is as good as it can possibly be. But thank you so much for your interest, Daniel. I really appreciate it.
Lovely. Next, Jaspal Channer, any live shows planned for early next year?
We will be restarting the live shows probably middle of next year, so sort of April, May onwards, and we'll be moving around the country. It won't just be in London.
What do you mean we're moving around the country?
We've got to say that. Keep the Northerners happy.
Okay.
And then we'll go COVID. We've got to cancel the Northern ones.
Yeah,
we'll just
exactly.
Stick to London,
yeah,
mate.
good.
Yeah,
good. We wouldn't want to
Remember
go.
the plan.
We wouldn't want to go somewhere like Liverpool, would we, Anton?
No, because they're all left wingers, mate.
Yeah.
And they'd hate us. G Mitch with the 6 quid says, Minch tax for the evening. How much does Anton bench? How much do you bench, Anton?
Nothing at the moment, so I'm injured, aren't I?
He's got a bit of an injury.
Yeah. Weak. Next, Jamie Hayes. Nick Ferrari is polar, a massive white melt.
Very good.
Lovely. Thanks, Jamie.
Lovely.
Very nice. Next.
Lovely.
Harrison. Waist size versus height is a way to determine obesity.
That might actually, based on that measure, you might not be as much of a fat cunt as we think.
What do you mean?
Because you're really tall. You've got really long legs.
I do.
And then a massive belly on top, but it sort of stretches out.
Yeah, it does stretch out. It's a fuel tank for the love machine, as I tell Poon Poon.
Let's have a bit of that. Oh, look at
then,
that. Oh, they can't see it, so they think I'm grabbing your dick. I don't know why. Oh.
Imagine someone had never seen that show before and just clicked and seen that.
Yeah, but
imagine
Francis,
someone from YouTube came in to see if they could censor it.
If I was grabbing your dick, you would be the one groaning.
Yeah, exactly. True. Next. Harrison Bergeron. Cole Robinson is guest for weight loss fat shaming.
Ooh, who's Cole Robinson?
Cole Robinson.
Imagine he's a personal trainer and just goes, come on, fat cunt, do another 10.
That's an interesting
we just
one.
get him on and we just go, don't you think that's a little bit old school? I mean, you would say that.
No, I
I'd be
wouldn't.
like, fucking great.
Yeah,
more of that.
Yeah,
please.
we must do this. We must do this urgently.
Ali Snyder with another $5 says, theory, governments have spent too much on vaxxers, so must mandate to save face. Can't admit they've wasted our money. Mingy little slags doubling down. Probably true as well.
Yep.
There's got to be an element of truth in that as well.
PTZ with a 2 nickel. What's easier to pick up? The heavier it gets? Women. You naughty boy.
That is naughty.
That is very naughty.
It's a well-structured joke. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I don't think
HS.
Mumsnet will give him that.
No, with a 25 plunge. What are your Polish Lottie? What are your thoughts on the recent by-election result? Reform came third and got more than Green and Libs combined.
Which one is Reform?
That's Russ Lawrence's party.
No, it's not. That's Reclaim. That's why I asked you, Minge.
Who's is that? Richard Tice?
Is that Brexit Party?
Is that? Yeah, it must be the Brexit Party. Yeah, that's right. It's Richard Tice's party. Yeah.
Richard Tice's party. But what are Richard Tice's party? Aren't they just basically right-wing Thatcherites?
Well, they are the Brexit Party reformed.
Are they?
Yeah, Lawrence's one is called Reclaim.
Can't keep up with all the reads, mate.
Yeah, I know, man. Regain,
Reclaim, Retalk. They've all got their own fucking party.
Yeah, and they don't sponsor us anymore.
Well, yeah.
So fuck him all.
Exactly. Ali Schneider, zero respect for Rod Slaggood. Never forgive how he butchered Sam's Cooks, twisting the night away. There we go.
Ali knows how to hold a grudge.
Exactly.
It's almost like she's a woman.
Yep.
Not untrue, mate. Come
no,
on.
that is.
Birds love. They love several things, right? They love trans.
Yeah.
And they love a grudge.
Yeah. They bloody love it. They do actually love a grudge. And then they love talking about the grudge incessantly.
Well, they love talking about everything, but the grudge as well.
Did you notice? Right, we went to the sauna before this, right? And we were sitting there, and when I walked in, there were two birds in there, and there was constant talking. Then the two birds left, and then the whole thing was just in silence, just men, just being angry. It's what the sauna's for. Bodily autonomy means you can eat what you can eat what they want, boys. What's the difference between fat shaming, and vax shaming?
Well, there is no difference, but of course they don't want to see it that way because they want to be protected from the disease that they are making themselves vulnerable to by being overweight.
Yeah.
And they want to make us responsible for that problem. But actually, I don't think we should get so much into that. I think we should encourage people to see each other as human beings. And I'm going to start doing that from today. I never tried it before, so we'll see what happens.
Let's see what happens. I expect it to last about 10 minutes. Icky Ike with a $10. I gave a safety talk at work, and I chose to discuss obesity. It is by far the biggest health crisis in the West. 600,000 people die in the US every year. I expect a hand slapping, but it never came.
Maybe he's going to slap your belly.
But you know what? This is a very good point actually, because if you actually did talk about this, I reckon people would say that you were punching down, that you were being nasty to people, blah, blah, blah.
It's because people want to reframe obesity as not being a choice, when the truth is, and I'm sorry to say this, but the truth is for 99% of people, it is a choice. I was not obese. I was significantly overweight as a kid.
Were you?
Yeah. Yeah, because in Russia, I didn't really play any sport. And then when I came over to England, two things happened. Number one, at my boarding school, we were made to play hours and hours of games every week. And the other thing is English food. I'm not even joking, mate. It was just, do you know, I never told this story. We had a guy come over from Korea.
Yeah.
We had a lot of Koreans in my school, actually. He came over and he had such a shock when it came to the food that the whole school was worried about him, trying to get him to eat something because he just found the English food so disgusting. He literally lost like 10 kilos. People thought he was going to starve to death.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And then eventually he succumbed to the Yorkshire pudding.
Did he become a fat shit after that?
I mean, to be fair, he was a bit of a fat shit to start with because he loved his food.
Really?
So it was good for him in many ways. Just like it was for me. I was a fat little kid. When I came over, started playing sport, started exercising,
not eating.
That helped. And then I got fat after uni.
Did you?
Yeah, well, I went through this period where my life was sort of up in the air and I didn't know what was happening. And I didn't have a chance to finish my degree and blah, blah, blah. So I was kind of depressed and bored and I didn't really know what was happening. And so I ate little stuff and I got quite fat. My wife got a little bit fat as well with me.
Really?
Yeah. And then we both started going to the gym and decided to tackle it. And within 6 months, it was all sorted. That's why when I look at the current situation, I go, you've had 2 years. You know, obesity is literally the number one comorbidity, the most common comorbidity for COVID. Why haven't you gone? You know, I admit it's been harder to exercise for a period of time. Gyms were closed, etc. But the reality is, if this isn't a wake-up call to lose weight, what is? Like, you've lost a ton of weight and it's great to see. You're doing really well. And, you know, I joke about it and whatever. You've done brilliantly, right? And how have you done that? Have you have you had to do something super difficult? No, you stopped eating as much, right? And you started going.
I
to the
started
gym.
cooking for myself, and I don't like cooking,
Yeah,
so I just don't eat.
yeah. That's why Anton and I've got really slim. It's
Yeah,
2 days a week.
yeah,
We
exactly.
can't eat. But seriously, right? You've started going to the gym and you've shifted that way. For 99.9% of people, being overweight is a choice. And they don't want to frame it in that way. They want to frame it as, well, this is just what you are. Well, it's not. It's not. Go lose weight.
Yeah, actually, and here's the thing as well. Exercising is really good. Once you get through, like when you first start exercising, it's shit. It is.
Yeah.
It is awful, and you feel crap, and you can't do anything. But once you get into it, it becomes quite enjoyable.
Well, think about how much it's done for your mental well-being.
Yeah.
Exercise is absolutely brilliant for regulating your emotional well-being.
Mickey talked about this.
Mickey
Schellenberger.
Yeah, Mickey Schellenberger. Yeah, exactly. So if you eat shit food and don't exercise, you're not going to feel as good, right? So that's why when people like Zuby talk about the fact that this isn't about health to some extent, you have to kind of go with it, because if this was about health exclusively, yes, encourage people to get the vaccine. But why has there not been a massive campaign to encourage people to eat healthily and exercise?
It's a great point.
Where is that campaign?
Yeah.
Instead, we're shaming the vaccinated. That doesn't make any sense. If the half of the population in this country were not obese, COVID wouldn't be a massive problem. That could well be one of the reasons that Africa has had far fewer problems with COVID, that and the climate. They don't have that many fat people, and therefore it's not a big deal to most of the population.
Yeah, it's an interesting point. And also, they've got a younger population as well. Wait, Togo, mate, with the 25 Aussie bucks. The article.
Kiwi bucks.
Kiwi
Instead of
bucks,
25,
mate.
It's 5, mate.
Is
Come
it?
on,
Oh, for fuck's sake. Really? Wait.
Mate, what? Francis, can we resolve this issue once and for all, mate? Why do you wear glasses if you can't fucking
Because
see?
you bought a little monitor, which is teeny, mate. It's like that.
It's not my fault Anton dropped the old one.
Yeah, he dropped the old one, and he's now got a little teeny monitor. I mean, yeah, I think Anton... Ever since Anton's been into this business, he's gone full Greek, right? He's like, no, we must save money here. We must save money here.
Greeks are not about saving money; they're about wasting it.
No, other people's. Anton, don't the Greeks have a famous for being tight?
No.
Yes, they do.
No, they're famous for being wasteful.
No, they're famous for being tight.
They're the anti-Jews of Europe. They can't manage money.
Go on.
I think it's just the ones you know, Francis.
Right, you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Exactly. Anyway.
So we bought this little monitor, which
we're
is
getting a replacement. Stop whining.
Which is about
First
that big.
world problems. Read the fucking thing.
The article about the hospitalisation guy with the clean health record said he was double jammed. Maybe half a dozen booster shots would have kept him safe.
Look, I don't want to be mean to the guy. I really don't. People are what they are. Some people are fatter than others, and that's due to childhood and circumstances and whatever to some extent. You can explain it. And look, even if someone has made bad choices, I still defend their right to get medical treatment, right? It's the same dehumanization that happens with people who are unvaccinated. These idiots going, oh, the unvaccinated shouldn't have access to the NHS. Well, they paid for it just like you did, right? So this guy, I wish him all the best. I hope he makes a speedy recovery. I also hope it's a bit of a wake-up call for him to live a healthier lifestyle. I hope it is. But he has the freedom to live his life the way he wants, right? We shouldn't descend into this society where we suddenly decide that it's all right to judge people for their health choices.
And look, he tried to protect himself as well. It's not as if he refused it.
Not from the McDonald's, but
yeah, exactly. But it's not as if he refused it. He was just like, no, I'll take it. So there we go. Icky, by the way, YouTube is censoring obesity.
Oh, is it? Interesting. Thanks, Icky. Maybe they should just censor fat cunts.
Holby Camilton, Minge, only available at Quick Swap. Get exclusive access to the camps by holding Minge. Exactly,
Mate,
Colby.
Nowadays, in the current #MeToo environment, if you hold the wrong Minge, you are going to get in the camp.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks very much, Colby. Appreciate the $10.
Brennan O'Leary with a 20 quid in South Africa. You must have a side dish of meat. In South America, you must have a side dish of meat. You have meat.
We have meat with a side dish of meat. Saying they have a lot of meat in South America.
Right,
mate.
cool, mate.
Well done. Stanislav Schurz with a 200 Czech krona says, get in the camp. In your German accent is addictive. I've been mumbling it to myself the whole week. Thank you, bigot. Very good, Stanislav. Get in the Sudetenland special camp.
Joseph Yassam of a 35 South African rand.
Mm.
They were never vegan, they were plant-based. Veganism is not about health, it's about the animals. They were just doing it wrong.
Mm. Thanks, Joseph Yassen. And Harrison with the 2 quid says, forgetting of major events, aka memory holing, KK. Correct.
Mm.
Correcto mundo. Camera Films with a 5. It says, I've had COVID, I'm unvaxxed and recovered 100% thanks to the for the 500 isolation payment government. Nice. My vax mates telling me they're not having boosters. Lol. Thanks, Camera Films. Not taking the vaccine to own the government. Great one.
Jorthax. Now it's evident Fauci effectively created COVID. What?
He was involved in funding the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe he did then. Can everyone across the world subjected to the new caste system sue the NHS for
The NIH.
the NIH for pain and suffering?
Well, there's a lot of murky shit going on there. I wouldn't make any specific allegations since I don't know, but yeah, I would. Yeah, Fauci is an interesting character. Let's just put it that way. And Brendan Lanier of the 5 says, I just want to say that Tesco's own brand camembert is shite and it isn't even smelly. Cheers, mate. Yeah, well, it's because it's not lesbian, is it?
Exactly, mate. If you got some lesbian cheese up you, you'd be fucking,
It'd be fucking brilliant and it would smell.
Exactly. They with a 50
Mate,
Aussie dollars, mate.
Mumsnet are switching off us at a rapid rate, I reckon.
Yeah, of course.
D-
But they'll be back when we get another trans
D with the
person
50 Aussie dollars. Thank you so much. Let's get some kangaroos in the chat for D. Really appreciate that. And Peter with the 2 quid says, consider interviewing Nina Teicholz, author of The Big Fat Surprise. Her lectures were a huge eye opener with regards to red meat and our diet.
Nice.
Interesting. Dankeschön for that, Anton. Without having seen with another $5.
I'm done with my work call and back. Oh, I'm done with my work call and I'm back. You guys made my Saturday afternoon. Love from Maryland. Thank you very much. Without having seen you, are a diamond.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for that. Colin P with another $5 says, remember, Epstein wasn't the first or the last. Have fun, duck going these terms. Franklin scandal, Finders cult, Dutroux affair. This is clearly something to do with the nonce question. The NQ.
Yeah, exactly.
The NQ. Fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Colin. And Paddington Mouse with the 5 says, we don't have the same genetics, etc. People have different dietary needs. Some people can't do without meat and health declines if they go vegan. This is actually my opinion as well. You need to find the right diet for you, and that's not going to be the same as for everybody else.
Correct. Next.
That's why I'm going to carry on eating meat forever.
Gremlin on the wing. Pick one woman to host Trigger. Who would it be? Over to you, Anton. One bird to host Trigger.
One bird to rule them all.
Exactly. And one bird to bind them.
And in the darkness.
Africa Brooke.
Africa Brooke is very good. That episode, when it comes out, you guys are going to be blown away by it. Or Diana Fleischman would be fantastic, I think, because she's funny and very smart as well.
Yeah. So,
what about Raw? Who would be a great bird for Raw? Esther Krakouis strikes me as she might be really good.
Yeah, Esther would be good on Raw.
She's got good bands.
Who would be good on?
Do you know what? I actually think if Poon Poon removed the stick from her ass and stopped being a communist, and changed a lot of other things, she actually would be great on Raw because she's got a very un-PC sense of humor. She's very funny, right?
You just want it because you like her rinsing me.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't have her rinsing you. I'd replace you with her.
Oh, you replace. I'll tell you what, your fucking ratings would go up.
Absolutely, mate.
Mate,
imagine me and a hot left-wing communist.
Mate,
as opposed to a right-wing. I don't know why I said left-wing. Imagine me and a hot communist of color.
Yeah.
COC.
Mate.
I would crush, mate. You know what, Poon Poon, if you're interested, you can have his salary.
You'd be like, no.
We'll keep you for the interviews, mate, but I'll do Poon Poon with Raw.
You'll do Raw with her. Poon Poon. Mate, you do a lot better.
Couples Raw. No. If you had my wife on here, my wife is the sweetest person ever, but some of her opinions are incredibly problematic. Do you know I tried to tell her that Michael Jackson was a nonce?
Did she not have it?
She wouldn't have it.
What did she say?
She's like, his music is too good. I don't care.
You know who's like that as well?
She just doesn't give a shit.
Nico's like that on Free Speech Podcast. He goes, Michael never touched them kids, man. He's too pure-hearted. What are you talking about, Nico? You never met him. Man, you don't create music like that without purity of heart. He never touched them kids.
You know, people in the chat are saying Posey would be a good host as well. Posey would be great.
Yeah, but
We would get banned from YouTube instantly.
Oh yeah, but then with Posey, and just everything would come back to trans. So you'd be talking about, I don't know, the political situation in Guatemala, and I'd be like, and she'd be like, you know what this reminds me of?
The trans.
Giving puberty blockers to kids. You're like, what are you talking about? It's a communist takeover of the country.
Yeah. All right. Gremlin on the Wing says that. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
And that is it. And not only is that it, guys, that is it for Raw this week. You bigots. I mean, the shows have been absolutely incredible. And that is thanks to you top level bigots who have been making the shows possible. The Nathan Wooders, the Laura Smarts, the Resin Pezzers, the Daniels, everybody's been supporting the show. You've made them absolutely great this week. The interview we're putting out this Sunday is really something very, very special. I recommend everybody watch it. It's going to be called The Truth About Communism, Gulags, and the Left. It is absolutely spectacular, very moving, very difficult emotionally at points. Certainly for me, it was. You get to see me cry again.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really
I
special.
didn't cry because I'm a real fucking man.
Yeah, you would if it was about not eating food. Anyway, let's find out what Alice Nard is saying. She says, Raw with Kelly J. We could actually try that at some point. And Mr. Winter says, Frasier Lane, she's being impressed. Good one to finish on. Boys and girls, you've been absolutely top level bigots. We will see you tomorrow for the special interview. And then we're back on Wednesday with another Wednesday episode. Will be the Zoobmeister General, Zuby himself. And tomorrow it's Giles Udy, the historian, talking about gulags. You have a good one. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
Hey, Konstantin, do you like Christmas?
No, in USSR we cancelled Christmas and we had Lenin Fest instead.
What's that?
We celebrated glorious leader and rewrote story of Jesus to make it better.
Really?
Yes, in our story, 3 wise men were killed and gifts meant for Jesus redistributed to glorious workers of the Soviet Union. Jesus was put on Gulag for having wrong opinion. As we call it in Russia, happy ending.
Right. Well, if you do want to celebrate the festive season, then there's only one way to do it. Grab yourself a ticket to our final live show of the year at the Leicester Square Theatre on Saturday, December the 11th.
Yes, it is discussion with one of our favorite guests, Aisha Akanbi. She is almost as good philosopher as Vladimir Lenin.
Yeah, exactly. Our 2 previous shows sold out completely, and this one will as well. Grab your ticket now before it's too late.
Click on link below. During interval, there will be special entertainment. I will ride bear with my shirt off.
I didn't realise we were going for that demo.